Welcome to the video summary of the wood floor restoration work at Hay House in Macon, Georgia. Hay House was built for William Butler Johnston and his wife Anne Clark Tracy upon their return from an extended honeymoon in Europe. Work started on the 18,000 square foot Italian Renaissance revival in 1855 and was completed in 1859. It was designed by New York architects T. Thomas and Son, and the construction was supervised by master builder James Ayers, who oversaw a group of talented craftsmen and artisans from Italy. When it was constructed, the house had some of the most advanced amenities of its time, which included hot and cold running water, central heat, gas lighting, a speaker tube system, in-house kitchen, and an elaborate ventilation system. The house is located close to the downtown area of Macon, Georgia, and is easily accessed by anyone traveling on Interstate 75 or 16. The interior of Hay House is every bit as extravagant as the exterior. You're in the marble hall now, in the central hall as you enter the front door, and you're just overwhelmed with the quality and quantity of faux painting all over the surfaces. You go on inside and you're now looking into the massive dining room that has just some beautifully finished woodwork, incredible decorative paintings, and again, the size of the room just overwhelms you. This would have just been a stunning room to walk into in central Georgia. And by the way, that's the largest floor cloth I've ever seen. You cross the hall from the dining room and you walk into the music room. And again, it's the size and depth and scope that just tends to overwhelm you. While you're in the music room, you pivot to the right and look into the stunning living room. Again, the size of the rooms are just tend to overwhelm you, and it's their decor that as you step in there that tends to get your attention. This would have been a beautiful room to walk into in the late 19th century in central Georgia. I can assure you that. Of course, my involvement at the Hay House had to do with the restoration of the old wood floors. And as with all projects, I start by going down and testing to make sure that the chemicals that I work with will in fact remove the old coatings. So you're seeing a series of photographs of samples where I'm getting the old finishes off with the chemicals, and we're now looking at a beautiful high-grade white oak floor. It's face nailed, not tongue and groove, and we're able to get the old coatings off and get down to the bare wood with no problem. That allows us to put the old finishes back into solution, and that's the backbone of passive refinishing. To dissolve the old coatings, put them back into a solution that we can then get off the old floors without any sanding at all. This allows us to preserve the original material. You're now looking at a good before-after shot. The lower section is the before with the old finish on it. The upper section is the white oak minus the old finishes. You're now in the music room, and again you're looking at the raw wood. All the finishes were removed with no sanding, and now we're looking in the living room at the same situation. Passive refinishing did exactly what it was supposed to do. Once all the old finishes were removed, we then started the finish work, and that involved buffing in a hardening oil. This is a unique product that I found works very nicely on old historic properties. You buff it in and it dries and hardens in the wood, and then this allows you to come back over it and manipulate it to create various levels of luster. No coatings were applied to the wood, so this meant that the wood was well protected without any surface buildup of finishes that could be damaged from scratching, moving furniture, and the various events that take place. Hay House is very popular as far as a venue for weddings and other social functions, and you can see that the wood responded very, very nicely. We got a very nice luster, and we were very pleased with the finished product on the floors. This is in the Walnut Hall at the bottom of the stairs. My work at Hay House was made possible by the generosity of Todd Suttle of subtle floors in Macon, Georgia there. He supplied me with a very good, hard-working crew, and I highly recommend subtle flooring for any flooring need you might have in the central Georgia area. Hay House is worth your time and effort to pull off the road and go see. Like I said, it's just right off of Interstate 16 and I-75, located right in the downtown area of Macon, and it is a stunning house. And the interior speaks for itself. That's why it's one of the most sought after venues in all of central Georgia. I invite you to go by there, stop in, spend a nice afternoon seeing the house and the town and enjoying one of Georgia's finest historic properties. Thank you. Take care.